She was 81 years old, living alone and murdered in her kitchen, stabbed, slashed, and beaten. For nearly 30 years, her case was unsolved. No arrests, no answers until now. In March 2025, two relatives, an aunt and her great-niece, were arrested and charged with first-degree murder in what authorities say was a calculated plan to cash in on a $40,000 inheritance. This is the shocking cold case of Gerthie Carolina, and today we're unpacking what went wrong and what you can learn from it to protect your family and your legacy. A living trust, a bloody kitchen, a crime hidden for decades. Let's talk about how money and poor planning can destroy families. It was August 11, 1997 in Oklahoma. Gerthie Carolina is found dead in her home just before dawn. Her bloody body was discovered on the kitchen floor, stab wounds, cuts, and blunt force trauma to her abdomen. The scene was brutal. Authorities ruled it a homicide, but with little evidence and no witnesses, the case went cold. At the time, two family members told police they had simply stopped by to take Gerthie to a doctor's appointment. They said she wasn't feeling well. Those two people? Carolyn Foreman, her niece, and Dakota Davis, her great-niece. Fast forward to 2023. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation reopens the case. One key clue? A shoe from the original crime scene. Tested it using modern forensic methods. Blood on the side of the shoe matched Gerthie Carolina, and the shoe belonged to Dakota Davis. But it gets worse. According to a newly released affidavit, over the years, Dakota allegedly confessed her role in the killing multiple times. To her father, to others close to her. She allegedly said she chopped up Carolina and that Carolyn Foreman urged her to hit her again and again. Now, both women have been arrested and charged with first-degree murder. So what was the motive? 4 months before the murder, Gerthie had set up a $40,000 certificate of deposit in a living trust, naming Carolyn Foreman as the beneficiary. She intended Foreman to inherit and then divide the funds among the family. But according to prosecutors, Foreman and Davis decided to take it all. Authorities believe they murdered her for that inheritance. This is what happens when estate plans aren't protected by oversight or built with safeguards. Even with a trust in place, a lack of accountability, no co-trustees, and no distribution instructions left a massive opening for exploitation. Let's talk about what this case teaches us from an estate planning perspective. Number one, even modest estates need protection. $40,000 may not sound like much, but when there's no clear enforceable structure for distribution, and when emotions or entitlement get involved, it can become a trigger for violence. Number two, slayer statutes. If convicted, Foreman and Davis will most likely be disqualified from inheriting under Oklahoma's slayer statute. But remember, those laws only apply after the fact. They don't prevent abuse. Planning ahead is your best defense. Number three, trusts need instructions. Gerthie's trust named Foreman as beneficiary and left her responsible for dividing the estate. That's a lot of power with little oversight. This is why good intentions aren't legal plans. Let me pause here and say something that might sound a little harsh, but it's true. Don't base your estate plan on the idea that someone will do the right thing. That was Gerthie Carolina's plan. She gave everything to Carolyn, expecting her to share it with the rest of the family. But once Carolyn was named the sole beneficiary, the money legally became hers. No one could force her to divide it. And according to the affidavit, she and her granddaughter had other plans. And this isn't rare. I've seen it firsthand. Families torn apart because one person inherits everything, and suddenly they disappear. They don't return calls, they don't follow through, they don't do the right thing. So if you want your estate to be shared, say so. In writing, legally. Use a trust with multiple beneficiaries, perhaps neutral or co-trustees. Clear distribution instructions. Because when you leave everything to one person, you're not planning, you're just hoping. This isn't just a legal story, it's a human story. An 81-year-old woman allegedly murdered by the very people she trusted most. This case reminds us that estate planning isn't just about documents, it's about people. It's about clarity, and it's about reducing risk, especially when money and family intersect. I say this all the time. Estate planning doesn't just protect your wealth, it protects your wishes, your relationships, and sometimes your life. Remember, surprises are for birthdays, not estate plans. If this story shook you and you're wondering if your own estate plan would hold up under pressure, I've created a free estate planning guide to help you get started. The link is down below. And if you want more real-world case breakdowns, estate planning tips, and true crime lessons you can actually learn from, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm John Farrell with the Farrell Law Firm. Plan smart, stay safe, and make sure your legacy ends the way you intend it to.